Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody. I am solo today. Big news on today's Wednesday's episode. Happy Hump Day. We hope we're getting through the week so far. A lot of people are busy getting all those emails back from the 4th of July. We hope it's not happening to you. And if you are, hope you get through it. But we are 1 week closer to Bears football, and we could not be more excited. But something new emerged, according to 670 The Score, is that the city of Chicago is exploring all options of improvements that can be made to Soldier Field, including putting a dome on top to help keep the Bears in Chicago and not lose them to the city. Adding a dome, not sure how much that will cost, especially on an establishment that's already been built, what it will take, and so on. But it's something that's making a lot of Bears fans go, nope, don't do that to Soldier Field. If we're going to do this, we got to do it right. And we're going to move forward. I'm going to break down the history, a little bit of history about Soldier Field, information about Soldier Field, where they might be going, and why, my personal opinion on the situation. But before we hit on that, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, Unbound Coffee. Unbound Coffee Company delivered high-end coffee and the best coffee-related t-shirts in the business to your door with free shipping on all orders. The best part is, for every item sold by Unbound Coffee, $2 is donated to a charity or nonprofit of your choice. Unbound donates locally and nationwide, so they will donate to your community, as well as some of the biggest charities in the world. Select your cause at checkout. Use promo code JSHY, that's JAY CHI, JSHY, for 50% off your first order, or sign up for a subscription to save an additional 10% and donate to your favorite charity or nonprofit every time you renew. That's 25% off your first order, potentially, when you use code JAYSHY and sign up for a subscription at www.unboundcoffeecompany.com. Start living unbound today. Link in the description. I love their coffee. As you can tell, I'm always hyped up off coffee, but they bring me to a whole new level. So let's get into it today. A little bit about where the Bears currently play Soldier Field, historic Soldier Field, a lot of history there, a lot of meaning to it, and why this is a big decision for the Chicago Bears to leave the historic stadium on the lakefront. So Soldier Field broke ground in 1922, was finished in 1924. The Bears have played there for a very long time. They played at Wrigley Field first and then moved to Soldier Field in the late 50s, early 60s. On top of that, they also renovated the field back in 2002 to 2003. The seating capacity currently, after the recent major renovation of Soldier Field, is 61,500 fans. It is the second smallest stadium in the NFL, and the Bears are the third biggest market in the NFL. So something doesn't add up there. As you can tell, second smallest stadium, third biggest market should be a little bit hopeful. In some cases, it's different, as weird as it is, but the Bears definitely need a new size stadium for sure. The Bears stadium, or Soldier Field, actually before the renovation back in 2003 was 66,944. So they actually lost over 5,000 seats with the renovation. Not good. But on top of that, the land size of Soldier Field is very small. Currently is only on 7 total acres of land. That is not very big, if you're asking me. If you're asking anybody that owns a home, an acre is amazing, but 7 acres for a football stadium that holds over 60,000 people, a little tight. It's like putting 2 pounds of bologna in a 1 pound bag. And also, the transportation at Soldier Field currently, in my personal opinion, is horrendous. The closest L and Metro stops to Soldier Field are roughly 5 city blocks away, and parking is an absolute wreck getting down there on game day, unless you get there at like 6 in the morning, due to being right off of Lakeshore Drive. And you have to go through the entire city of Chicago. You got to go through the loop. You got to go through everywhere in order to get there. It is madness to get to Soldier Field, unless you're coming from the south side. Still a little bit easier, but still no walk in the park. So that is where the Bears currently are in downtown Chicago in the South Loop. Now, where are the Bears looking to go? They're looking to go a little bit out west, a little bit northwest. They're looking at a property in Arlington Heights. They are currently looking at the former Arlington racetrack located in Arlington Heights, right off of 55. It is located right between downtown Arlington Heights and downtown Palatine. If you guys have ever been there, they are both good times, and it's literally smack dab in the middle. It is the land itself, including the current grandstand at the racetrack, is 330 plus acres of land. It is conveniently located between 2 major highways and has a direct metro stop outside of the property, along with a boatload of space in order to build parking garages, parking, you name it, they got it. And there's a lot more parking outside of the stadium as well. There's so much space for it. It's literally the perfect location. And a lot of NFL teams don't actually play in their actual downtown area. The Giants and the Jets do not play in downtown New York City. The Miami Dolphins do not play in downtown Miami. The San Francisco 49ers don't even play in San Francisco. This is something that the NFL is unfortunately having to do because these cities become landlocked and don't have the land, and also the capacity in the transportation is just so insane. So Arlington Heights recently also, what is making it such an attractive spot, has built over half a dozen residential apartment complex proposed near the proposed stadium location in the last 5 years. I live right up by Arlington Heights. I've seen it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, the downtown area is completely different now. On top of it, there's so many places to go and live. It's just a big win for the community of Arlington Heights. It's a big win for the Bears and a big win for Bears fans to actually have some place that is like a title town kind of deal. So will it happen though is the real question. And we've talked about this before, and opinions obviously hurt, but as time has gone on, it just makes sense. It really sounds like the Chicago Bears are set to move to Arlington Heights. They continue to move forward in the process ever since they won the bid within the last year for the property. So that is obviously the Bears are in the driver's seat in order to get put in that spot. But it's also a brand new stadium. Brand new stadium obviously brings a lot of excitement. It brings a lot of opportunity. It brings a lot of work to the Chicagoland area. But also it makes players want to come and play for the Chicago Bears. People don't want to play in the cold anymore. People don't want to injure themselves. These guys are making hundreds of millions of dollars right now, and they don't want to end their career because they played in a cold weather where the ground was too hard and something happened. They'd rather have less risk. They'd rather play inside. That's not Chicago Bears football, but it's called the Dome Retracts. How many Bears fans, question for you guys, how many of you guys love sitting out when it's -3 degrees on the lakefront and it's snowing? Not a lot of people. We're from Chicago. We're tough folks. But guess what? I like to enjoy my game. If I'm going to spend $100 to watch the Bears, especially, the Bears haven't been that great over the last couple seasons or last decade, to be honest with you. Why am I going to pay $100 to be absolutely miserable and cold? Just putting that out there. It rains the game, and you don't have to worry about delays. You don't have to worry about any of those situations. Soldier Field has a huge place in my heart. There's some of the greatest events I've ever been to have been there, but it's time to move on. And that's just my opinion. But let's talk about more of why this is such a benefit. It will have a dome. It won't have someone literally, we built a dome around the stadium so it can have a dome. No, that won't happen at Soldier Field. It will look good. It will work properly. It will be state of the art, and it'll be installed from the start. That means there's the least amount of chances of issues in the beginning with the dome. And it looks like it belongs. Again, we want Soldier Field to look good. We don't want it to look like they literally just put a roof on top of it to try to save the Bears, put a Band-Aid on top of a bigger issue. So, with a dome, you can also host the Super Bowl. You can host the Final Four. You can host all-star games for the NBA, the WNBA, hockey, you name it. You can host giant events, and it'll get packed in theory, and it'll be at a beautiful new stadium. Also, you can host giant UFC fights and many more large indoor events. And again, I kind of already hit on it. The space around it is massive. 330 plus acres of land is a space that the Bears can utilize with their, moving to Arlington Heights. They can place their offices. They can put player apartments. They can put entertainment, restaurants, all this stuff to help build the community of Arlington Heights, Palatine, and the northern suburbs, but also just have everything in one spot so people become familiar with everything. I think the Bears are doing the right thing there, and I think it's a huge win, especially with all that land. I mean, there's so much you can do. And, 50, 60 years down the road when the Bears actually want to build a new stadium, they have the space to do it again, and they can keep reutilizing the space instead of constantly moving farther and farther out. So transportation is also a major factor, like I was saying. It's, Arlington Heights is 30 minutes from O'Hare Airport, within 20 minutes of two executive airports. So, celebrities flying in on their fancy jets, also scouting, bringing in potential players. It's just more of an experience when you get to the new or whatever the new Chicago stadium will be. Two major highways also makes it easier. Like I was saying earlier, also not driving through one of the largest cities helps. And then having the metro there is so key. So I think it's going to happen. I think the Bears are looking at this as a super long-term investment. They're going to have to put all their chips in on this one. But, the value of the land itself, the location, the team, they're going to make their money back. The McCaskies shouldn't have too much to worry about. So, but what do you think? Well, I want to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen. Comment below your thoughts if they should move out of this. They should build a dome in the city, or they should move out to the burbs. But make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. They're right below me. Also, you can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rodi, and we'll see you next time.